Faith has a new frequency. The Spirit of Huntsville. KHSPLP, Huntsville, Texas. Spirit 94.3.
All right, Huntsville, welcome in as we are rocking and rolling on a brand new day and a brand new week. Kind of crazy to think about the very first Monday of the new year. Welcome in. This is Good Morning Huntsville as we rock and roll here. As always, we appreciate you joining us, and there are several folks who help make our programming possible. One of those here today with us, Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. They are early child care education experts, providing child care for over 28 years here in Huntsville and Walker County. And now joined by Rick and Kay Boning. Welcome in as we get rolling today. You know, it's been one of these fun, new, exciting ventures, and here we are. And now Rick and Kay, y'all get to come hang out on Mondays with us. Kay, good to see you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome into the new studio.
I was going to say, it's beautiful.
It's a little bit different, though, right? It's a little bit different.
It's a little... Y'all are so far away.
Yeah, we're far. Rick, good morning. Welcome in.
Good morning, Rob.
I can't hold Rick's hand anymore.
No, you can't. See, I've left this right here for y'all. I intentionally designed this little enclave here so that you guys could be here. So
we could hold hands?
Yes, I've made that. Although the camera... Oh, hey, Rick. We'll try to reach around. Although the only issue is the cameras. We're still working on that for the show, so we have a few other things. So there's Rick. Rick's turning around saying good morning.
We could just scoot over closer.
This doesn't move.
Yeah. So
very well.
We have a few things to tweak, but as it goes.
Nobody needs to see my face. I have the face for radio.
We have the Rick cam will be coming soon. So, well, hey, we do want to
right above there.
We do want to welcome everybody in again. Thanks for hanging out with us today. It is a new year, and I want to be well, you've probably already been told this, but man, I haven't seen you it's been a while.
It's been a couple of weeks.
I haven't seen you all year. Yeah, I wanted to throw that one in.
It's been a long year.
It's been a long year, yeah. But we launched. It was really neat. We were able to launch the show Friday because we had one on January the 2nd from the new studio. I learned a lot in that show. One of them is where we have some blinds that are being made, and those will be installed hopefully here in the next couple of weeks. But as Billy was on with me Friday, the sunshine was just beaming through. And so during a break, I ran and grabbed the screen and put it up. And
did it look like he had a halo?
It did, yeah. His whole face was lit up. So, well, Kay, I want to, ladies first. How are you? How's the new year going? I know we're just getting started, but how are things going?
Been working my little hiney off. So we're working on Cherish Your Imagination for the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. And it's February 6th, and we're getting ready. We're trying to sell tickets right now.
Yeah, I know we'll lead into this a little bit later too, and go into some more details. But highlight that briefly just for the radio audience. You guys are a 501c3 nonprofit with the Tomorrow's Promise Education Foundation, and Valentine's Day is right around the corner. And this event's going to give an opportunity for maybe couples to find out something about each other, right?
Well, so many times Valentine's Day is you go to dinner, maybe a movie, and that's it. And so we wanted to kind of do the K twist on things, and we're doing a Valentine's dinner, ribeye steak dinner from Texas Roadhouse, and then for the entertainment, we're going to do a version of the Newlywed Game. And so we'll select contestants from the audience to come up, and the ultimate winner will win $500.
Now, Rick, I do have to ask this question. You and Kay are not allowed to play, right?
No, we're not allowed to play because we do everything together anyway.
Well, y'all are the rock stars of the Newlywed Game, so we've seen this happen firsthand at Rotary with you guys not just winning, but dominating. And so that's good news for other couples out there.
Yeah,
you actually have a chance of winning this thing.
I actually pay attention to what she says.
Well, this is great. Kay, what's the website where folks can go? I know the new website is up, if I'm not mistaken, but the website address where folks can go and find out more information.
Yeah, all of our fundraisers have Your Imagination in it in some form or fashion. So the website is yourimagination.info.
Yourimagination.info. That is the website. You can find out more. And And the reason we brought this up, I wanted to highlight it for our radio audience. Our first segment we do over the air now, and I wanted to bring that up because all of the proceeds go to benefit the Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. And we talk about this virtually every single week that we're on the show here on Good Morning Huntsville. But Kay, maybe highlight that. I know we're going to go into your Monday Mindset, which is going to be a really fun segment for the radio audience. Folks that are joining us online know about it, but maybe highlight briefly, too, the Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. I kind of want to cover all of our bases this morning over the air just so folks know kind of what's going on.
Well, Dolly Parton pays to have books made, and she's currently sending out or paying for over 3 million books a month to be made. And then she partners with a local charity, and Tomorrow's Promise is the local charity she's partnered with. And the charity then raises the money to pay for the books to be mailed out to the children. They also administer the program and get people signed up and take care of the database kind of stuff. And so that's why we put on these fundraisers, is to raise money to pay for the books to be mailed out. And currently we're sending out over 1,000 books a month to area children, all of Walker County that are under the age of 5.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to mention, especially. I mean, you talk about well over 1,000 books. These children are getting from ages 0 to 5 at no charge, which is really, really incredible. And so it's an opportunity for folks in this community to get behind it. Kay has been such an advocate for childhood, especially early childhood literacy, and again, be a part of these events. They're really awesome opportunity for folks to get involved and to be involved in the community. And again, it's all ran as a nonprofit, a 501c3 as well. Well, one thing that we do every Monday on the show, it's a lot of fun, is we want to get your week started out right. And the whole premise of what we do here on Good Morning Huntsville is we want to promote the positive and the good happening here in our community. And we also want to encourage people, get them started on, maybe the right foot or the right mindset. And so Kay does a segment called Kay's Monday Mindset. We're going to start airing that starting today. But Kay, we're already 13 weeks into this, if I believe.
This week 13.
I cannot believe that we are in week 13. But let us know what you have for us today. We want to encourage the audience and listen into this because these are always a lot of fun.
So this week is Finish Strong. Starting is always exciting. Finishing is powerful. The final stretch is where character is built and trust is earned with others and with yourself. Excellence shows up with the follow-through. Anyone could begin with enthusiasm. Everyday heroes finish with integrity. Why finishing matters. Follow-through builds trust. When you finish what you start, people learn they can count on you, including you. Completion builds confidence. Finishing strengthens belief in your ability to handle hard things. Strong endings shape strong habits. How you finish today influences how you begin tomorrow. So your Finish Strong challenges for the week are: complete one task. Finish something you've been avoiding. This builds momentum. Mine was the budget.
Taxes are right around the corner. Start that and finish that.
Oh, well, I got the school's taxes ready too. Still need to work on ours. Stay engaged. Give full effort even near the end. This reinforces excellence. And celebrate the completion. Acknowledge what you've finished, and it encourages that encourages confidence. And final thought: don't rush past the ending. Finish strong. Your future self will thank you.
Yeah, that's good. And as we just wrapped up the 2025 year, and you start thinking about the year finishing strong. Well, it's not too late to still wrap up some loose ends and just really get started for 2026. And I think so many times we talk about New Year's resolutions, and that word kind of gets thrown around now, I think. And what I encourage people to do is have a new day resolution every day. Just have a new day. And I like what Jason said here at first, our pastor. He said this on Sunday. He said, instead of resolution, why don't you say commitment? And I kind of like that a little bit better, to be committed to something in this new year. And so maybe this morning with what Kay is saying, commit to finishing strong. There's a lot of little loose ends here at our studio. We were here on New Year's at midnight. We were able to launch the station. We did it in prayer. We wanted to bring in 2026 in prayer. But there's still a lot of little loose ends that we really need to wrap up and finish strong. And this is such a timely message this morning. We're still waiting on some furniture to come in. We're still tweaking a few things here in the studio with cameras and microphones and those type of deals. But it's a good message this morning, even for us. And I think it can resonate with anybody out there today that think about some things that you've been working on and just make that commitment, not the resolution, but make the commitment to finish and finish strong. And, hey, let's get 2026 off on a good foot,
Yeah, and the hardest thing is when you have something that you know you need to do and you keep putting it off, and it's like that dread. And, if you just start on it and work on it a little bit at a time, you'll eventually get done with it.
Do you think sometimes, and we'll wrap up here in a moment on this first segment, but do you think sometimes, I think about myself a lot, and an issue that I have is I will get, what do they call it? Rick, you probably heard of this phrase for paralysis by analysis.
Yeah.
I will sit there and analyze and overanalyze, just like setting up stuff in here. Well, maybe we got to do it this way. We didn't have a full big budget to do everything that I wanted right out of the gate, but I'm analyzing. And I said, finally one day I said, I just need to just put that to the side and quit analyzing all this and just do what we need to do to get this up and going, because we'll never get this off the ground. But you've heard that phrase,
yes,
right?
Yes, sir, I have.
I wonder if that's the reason that sometimes folks, if they have some things that they need to wrap up, that they just don't get wrapped up because maybe they're thinking about it too much. I don't know.
It could be.
I know it's true for me, because there's some times that I just start thinking about things and I said, why didn't I just finish this project instead of overanalyzing? Well, what if this happens? What if it happens? Who cares? Just do it and tweak it as you go, and that's kind of what we did here.
95% of the things you worry about never come to pass.
So maybe that's the encouragement. Finish strong and quit worrying in 2026.
My problem is squirrel. I have 4 new ideas in the meantime while I'm trying to finish the first thing I started.
Well, and Kay, that's why, Friday I was telling you, Billy was here and this halo appeared over him, and we heard this, kind of come into the studio. I don't know why it did it for Billy, but it just decided to. And we're, like I said earlier, we're waiting on these blinds to come in. And so the sun starts shining through. I don't think we're going to have that problem here today. The fog's still pretty heavy. But this would have been your squirrel moment. There's some cats over here that Doctor has around the corner from us. And those cats just randomly, we were in the middle of doing a show, and Billy's like, oh, cat. And there was about 2 or 3 cats just walked across the ledge right over here. So, well, anyways. Well, hey, I wanted to tell you guys, Happy New Year. It is the new year. We're excited about 2026 and excited about really just what the Lord is doing here in this community and throughout so many nonprofit organizations, including the Tomorrow's Promise Education Foundation. I really, truly believe that this is going to be a really good year for a lot of folks. 2025 was so hard for many people. A lot of people were dealing with loss and a lot of adversity. And I think there's a lot of anxiety heading into 2026. A lot of people are still nervous about the economy and nervous about, well, how am I going to get through this, or how is that bill going to be paid? And Kay, I know I'm throwing something at you here, but what would you say to encourage that person this morning that may just have that fear of anxiety as they head into this new year?
Oh, I have it right now. I mean, Trump has said because of the Minnesota daycare scandal that they're pausing all federal funding. So that means children that are on subsidy, they're withholding those payments. I don't know what Texas is going to do. But the thing is that while you can worry and stew and fret about that, it doesn't do any good.
Yeah.
And the thing is to
drains
try
the energy you've got.
Try to have a game plan to work around that, and then trust God that it's going to work out.
Amen. It's a good message. Rick, I'm eager to hear Rick's thoughts on how do you cope with anxiety.
The range. You go to the range.
There you go. All right. Well, hey, we're going to continue the show. Many of you are probably listening this morning on 94.3. We want to welcome you in, but we will continue the show on social media. You can go to the Hello Huntsville Facebook page or the YouTube channel as the show will continue there. So for those of you that are on social media, hang out. We're going to continue on and talk about more that's happening, positive, good news happening here in Huntsville, and we'll keep you encouraged throughout the day. We'll step aside. We'll take a break. This is Good Morning Huntsville, and we'll be right back after this. Rick and Kay, thank y'all very much.
At Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, we're not just a place where children pass the time. We are not a daycare. We are a child care center focused on the growth, learning, and discovery. Every day, children engage in meaningful activities that build confidence, independence, and a love for learning. From reading and math to social and practical life skills, our students are active participants in their development. Ready to give your child something more? Visit tomorrowspromise.info and discover what makes our school different. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, education you can trust.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
Since 2010, the Oak Ridge Disciple House has helped men break free from addiction, not with quick fixes, but lasting change through Jesus Christ. They've celebrated 167 graduates at Oak Ridge and 138 more at Interfaith with an 80% success rate. That's compared to just 5% in most secular programs. The fact is, Jesus works. And now, celebrating 15 years, they're building their third house in Tennessee and just launched a women's program, Restoration Ranch in Texas. It's all for God's glory. And here's the heart of it. They never turn anyone away for lack of money. In fact, 95% of families receive scholarships. As one person put it, don't talk about it, be about it. Every penny counts. Donate today at oakridgedisciplehouse.com and help change a life forever. The Oak Ridge Disciple House. Online at oakridgedisciplehouse.com. Real recovery, real hope.
Hey friends, Rob Hipp, Media and Community Outreach Minister here at First Baptist Church, Huntsville. Let me ask you, when's the last time you felt real hope? Maybe it's been a while since you've been to church, or maybe you've never felt connected to a church at all. Well, friends, that's okay. Here at First Baptist, we're a harbor of hope, and we welcome everyone just as they are. We have programs throughout the week for all ages to come together, ask questions, grow in faith, and find the hope that only Jesus Christ can bring. Whether you're looking for a fresh start or a community to call home, we'd love for you to join us. Come experience something real. For more information, visit fbchuntsville.org. First Baptist Church Huntsville, a harbor of hope.
This harbor of hope, we are safe inside.
All right, friends, back at it as we continue on. Welcome in on a K's Monday Mindset Monday. Can you say that a couple times? I don't know if that flows really well, Rick, but
K's Monday Mindset Monday.
the K's Monday Mindset Monday. Welcome in. Get it right on Monday. That's what it should be. Get it right Monday. as you start thinking about all the things that we got to do this week, but no anxiety.
Get her done.
Get her done. Who was it? Was that Larry the Cable Guy?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is he still around?
Yeah.
Get her done.
Get her done.
I forgot all about that. We were talking over the weekend, a friend of mine, about just old phrases that you don't hear anymore, and one of them that you don't hear a whole lot is bummer. You know, people used to say bummer all the time, and
Far out, man.
yeah, far out, man. Or hey,
That's gnarly.
gnarly is another one. Yeah,
Gag me with a spoon.
haven't heard that one. Gag me with a spoon.
You never heard that one?
Never
That's
heard
a Valley
that.
Girl thing.
No, Well, that one sounds pretty. All right, well, welcome back. We are here. It's Good Morning Huntsville on a new week, a new year, the first Monday of 2026. Time now 7:53 as we continue on. Appreciate Kay and Rick Boning for being here, and all of you for joining us on social media this morning, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, also LinkedIn. A lot of folks now joining us through the app as well. I know they find that on YouTube. So make sure if you haven't already, download the Hello Huntsville TX app. I appreciate Kay and Rick being here. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. 28 years, 29 this year. Is that the new math now? 29 years, Kay.
We'll be in September.
Can you believe that? 29 years.
No, I'm barely that old.
Y'all were out the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Well, thanks.
Think about that. How was Rick, I'll start with you on this. How was the vacay?
It was great until like the day after Christmas. Then I got the flu.
Oh, no.
Oh, it was terrible.
Did you have it while y'all were on the gone?
Yes.
Oh,
For the first time in my life, she took me to urgent care. That's how sick I was.
goodness. High fever type deal, hurting,
yeah,
aching.
It's terrible. Still haven't fully recovered.
Goodness. So did you have to like self-confine wherever you were at then, or?
Yeah, I stayed in the hotel.
Oh, yeah, y'all were in a hotel. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, while y'all were gone, the Huntsville, so I'm glad you mentioned this, Rick, because we cannot blame Rick for the town getting sick, okay?
I wasn't here.
While y'all were gone, numerous people have had that flu mess. I was out for a couple of days. We were coming back, and it was right after Christmas. We were coming back from the Woodlands. I told Bridget in the truck, and the children had just had a fever. I kept them out of school. I kept Caden out like 3 days until he was 24 hours fever-free. Braylon was out a couple of days, so Caden actually came up here and was kind of hanging out with me here. There was no one else up here because the church was closed, and I was trying to get things, ready and wrapped up. So I just put a little bed for Caden, and he kind of hung out with me. But he ended up having a fever. Braylon had a fever. And then right after Christmas, I'm driving home with Bridget from the Woodlands, and all of a sudden, I said, I don't feel good. And I just had this weird headache. Like you can have just a regular headache, and you don't think about it. Like right now, I've got a little bit of sinus pressure, that kind of headache. This was one of those weird,
It feels like your head's being squeezed.
Feels like you're getting gagged with a spoon, in your brain. And I told Bridget, I said, I don't feel good. And so the next opportunity we had to stop, my phone has a sensor on it. And it's really accurate. It's a little thermometer sensor. And there's an app that comes built in with the Google phones to where it's kind of like the temporal scanner thermometer, but you hold it here and just go to your temple. And I usually do it 2 or 3 times just to triple check. And sure enough, I had like a 101.9 fever.
Yeah.
And then for the next 2 days, I was just hurting all over, didn't feel good. Did they give you the actual flu test?
Yeah.
And so was it
I
flu?
had influenza A.
That's the one that's going around. Why can't it be Z?
I don't know.
It's always got to be A or B.
She had a cold for a couple of days, and then she gave it to me, and I was sick for a solid week and still haven't fully recovered.
See, you may have had a touch of it, Kay, and just didn't. I think a lot of people either had a little touch of it or they had the full-blown flu A.
Well, the sister-in-law's house, they brought a dog that, we weren't used to, and it caused a bunch of people's allergies to flare up at the house, and I just figured it was allergies, but
I'm allergic to every single thing. I just put one of those trees in the truck, the air freshener trees, and as soon as I put that in there, I started sneezing my head off. That thing came right back out. So, well, Kay, what y'all were gone? What, a couple of weeks, right? Y'all made a kind of the trip up to Oklahoma and the Panhandle. Is that how it usually works?
Yeah.
we were just gone about a week.
About a week.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I brought that up because, one, I'm glad y'all made it back. We prayed for a safe travel. We did. Charlotte was with me last week, and so thank you for sending Charlotte. And then Courtney was on the week before, but it was great to catch up with Charlotte. You know, she has been working so hard over at the academy, and I never had asked her. I guess I knew a little bit of the history, but she's your longest tenured employee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, besides, well, obviously you. I mean, you started it. But she's kind of been your right hand person, right? I mean, she's been there, and I was asking her about the history where y'all used to be over where the Walls Barbecue was there, you know,
where the Raven is
and now
now.
the Raven.
It didn't look as nice back then.
So my first thought, I never even thought about this. I said, how was parking over there? Or was there parking back then?
Yeah, there was parking.
It's
The old Ward Furniture building was still there.
Oh, okay. So there was another building, and that building's since been demolished, I guess, right? Wow. See, we were talking a lot about the history, and then it was so neat because we were just reminiscing. Like, I like to talk history about stuff, and we were reminiscing, and then I said, "Wait a minute, Sophia's your daughter. So how did all that come about?" And she said something. Well, you know the story, right? Can you share a little bit of that story just from your perspective? It was pretty neat.
Oh, she came in January 1st, and of course we were closed, and I was just down there working, and she needed a place for Emma to be enrolled, and so I got talking to her, and I liked her, and I said, well, why don't you just come work for me, you know, and she's like, no, I have a job, and I said, okay, you know, and so about 3 days later, she was like, she didn't like the split shift they had her on, and she wasn't getting to see Emma, and she's like, I'll come back to work for you if I get in Emma's classroom, which is not what I wanted. I didn't think it'd be a good idea for her to be in our classroom because I had been in I had been in a classroom with my child before, and it was not the best of worlds. And so it's like, okay. And 3 days later, she's like, I'll continue working for you if you'll move me out of her classroom.
So see, it all worked out
Yeah,
anyways.
so
Yeah.
I got my wish as to putting her in the classroom I really wanted her in.
But I mean, that's just and I bring this up for a reason, because that's just a testament of, you know, the hard work of what you've instilled from the top down. And here's somebody who's been with you for 25 of these 28 years. Would that be pretty valid to say, somewhere
No,
around
more
there?
like 26.
26. So somewhere in
27.
that neighborhood, it's been there with you. I mean, if you want to say it, almost since day one, really, because once you hit 20 years, you're like, well, what's 2 or 3 extra years anyways at that point?
She'd been around longer than I have.
Yeah, it's incredible to think about that. It's a testament of what y'all are doing there to not only provide a place for your employees, for the children, but also a place at the employees. And that's not I can only imagine. I mean, I'm not complaining, but it's tough for me just with 2. And then after I met Jason that have 10, I'm like, man, I have no room to talk. Then y'all are taking care of a couple hundred, right?
Yeah, but we don't see them every day.
Yeah.
Well, in my opinion, it's probably the hardest job anybody can ever have,
I would think so.
you know.
I would think that just from and again, not complaining at all, but I would think that from a parent perspective, just from me looking at it, I'm like, man, sometimes I have a hard time. I can only imagine these workers, and they're working, and they're taking care of children, and they're staying professional and doing what they have to do. Full disclaimer, Kay, don't ever ask me, because I could not do it. So I could not do it. It takes a very special person to work in childcare.
Well, you're taking care of each child, and each child is an individual. So especially at this age, it's not where you can sit them all in a chair like they try to do in public school and teach them the letter A on the same day.
Mm-hmm.
So each child's an individual. Each child has different needs, and so you're working towards meeting those child's needs and teaching them on top of it. And then you have every parent who has different expectations for their child. And then sometimes the mom has a different expectation than the dad. And so then you have the health department rules, you have the licensing rules, you have the fire department rules, and sometimes those will conflict with each other, which is interesting. So you have more rules and more regulations, and it's the only profession where you will ever see your client twice a day.
Never thought about that. Yeah. Wow. Well, there is a lot, and you guys do it, in my opinion, not just because my children go there, because you're sitting there. Y'all do it better than anyone else. And I mean that because Here's another example that I was waiting to share with you. That Corduroy book. That's one of the books that's from the Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. Although we did have like another copy of it. That's a really well-known book that a lot of children, folks buy children books at a baby shower or whatever. That's one of the books that's usually there. And so we had it, but then we had another copy. So I ended up giving that one to Caden, but he's probably going to get one if he hasn't already. So we'll have one to give away. But what I'm getting at is we were reading that. One thing I like about that book, especially for someone Braylon's age, she's 4 now, the letters are really big. Very simple, very big. And so the other night, and this has never happened, Kay, and I waited to share this with you. She was taking her finger, and she was tracing the letters. And she goes, D? I said, no, try again. And she goes, C, Daddy, C. I was like, very good. And then she goes, and she knew this one easy. She goes, O, U, D, O, whatever. She went through the whole alphabet. And there was a couple she stumbled on, but she got them. But the fact that she was tracing those letters, they don't teach you that in any other type of schooling that I know of except Montessori school. That tactical feedback and learning has made a world of difference. And my little girl at 4 years old is now understanding letters and the sounds that those letters make. I don't know, Kay. It's got to be from the Montessori school. Nobody out on the street taught her that. So, and I sure didn't. And that's something. Maybe highlight that. That tactical learning is part of the Montessori method, right?
Yeah. Your brain basically processes whatever your hand does. And so when you trace over a letter, and usually we use sandpaper letters, and you trace over the letter and trace over the letter A, and we say this says A. And so they've seen it, they've heard it, and they've touched it. They're either a visual, a kinetic, or an auditory learner. And then we also have a song we sing. And occasionally I'll hear the children sing the song to figure out a letter. And so that's a musical way of teaching. And so it hits all the intelligences, except smell. And it's hard to spell letters.
You can make a scratch and sniff tracing letter. Oh, apple, Daddy, A, apple. Quit smelling the letter A, sweetheart. It doesn't smell. Rick would like that one.
I would.
So, well, no, it is neat, and I encourage folks to get involved this year. Make that the commitment for you. Maybe if you're a parent or a new parent that's on the way, make that the commitment this year that you are going to get your children enrolled at Tomorrow's Promise. Because my children are learning. Ages from 0 to 5 are so critical, especially. And everything that you've taught me, Kay, has came to pass. So it really has. And my children, the things that they absorb, they are now expressing outward. Everything. I don't know what the deal is on this new 6-7 thing. You heard of this, Rick?
Yeah.
I don't know what the deal.
I impressed my grandkids by using that the other day.
Perfect. See,
They rolled their eyes.
Yeah.
well, I know the other kids are, and or the other children have learned this somewhere, and so Caden comes up to me and he goes 6-7, and my little boy. I was like, "What are you doing, son?" And so I didn't know. I've seen this go around, but that's an example of they absorb everything, not just what the parents are doing, or what they may see out in the open, or what they may watch if they're watching something. They absorb all of this. And now my children are at the age where they outwardly express what they absorb. One of the coolest things happened the other day, Case, was while y'all were out, we were at my favorite place, which is not healthy, the arch, the golden arch. And this was when Caden he was better, but he wasn't fever-free 24 hours. And by the way, if your child's not fever-free 24 hours, please don't bring him anywhere. Okay, just wanted to throw that disclaimer out there. Okay,
I've been fever-free for at least 24 hours.
Yeah, Rick. We tested Rick. He sent in paperwork. His doctor's note.
Well, and actually, we were back last Monday when Charlotte was on, but because he had been sick, and I didn't want to chance he didn't really feel like coming in, but I didn't want to chance coming in just in case, I was coming down with it.
Yeah. And then infect us here,
Yeah,
and
wouldn't
then
that be
and then
great?
no show for 2 weeks. No, I'm just kidding.
It was rough.
But they are, the point of me talking about absorbing all of this, every single thing, and you have to be mindful as a parent especially. But I even think, and I'll finish this thought, and then I'll talk about on the adult side. So I'm getting at, we go to McDonald's. Caden was, he was fever free, but it hadn't been like a full blown 24 hours or whatever. And I'm usually pretty good about, but he was hungry. And I said, all right, well, let's go. And he was probably at like hour 23 to be. I'm not trying to just throw something out to make it sound like it was okay. I mean, he was pretty much ready to roll. But we had went to McDonald's, and this is my son picking up things and now expressing them. 2.5 years old. There's a man sitting by himself. And I'm with him, and so I'm cool with with him being next to me. If he says hi to somebody, now if he's by himself, I'm a little more like, oh, I need my son. My son's always going to be with me. But he said hello, and this was sweet older man, and you could tell he was just a little bit tired. But Caden said hello, and he goes, hey young man, and then Caden just out of nowhere goes, I want to pray with you. My 2.5-year-old son. And he goes, well, son, I would love that. And we ended up praying with that. I didn't tell him to do this. And that gentleman ended up, his name is Percy, and he plays over at Creekside for the residents there. And we got to know Percy pretty well. And Percy had a harmonica in his pocket, and he pulled out that harmonica and started playing that right there in that McDonald's. It was the coolest thing. And it all started because of my son, what he has absorbed in and expressing outward. Mm-hmm. If he would have never said, hello, can I pray with you? And I don't know why he just randomly said, can I pray with you? Because we're always asking folks, can we pray with them? And I guess he's picked up on that. We do it here at church too. And so we ended up having a good, probably 30-minute conversation with Percy. Got to know him really well. And then from that conversation, there was another gentleman that had worked there at McDonald's, and he was off, and he was sitting down, and he started talking to us. And he ended up wanting to pray for us before we left.
Well, that's great.
And it was the coolest little just random meeting, but I don't think it was random. I think it was a God-ordained meeting.
Yeah, outreach.
And it was really neat because of my son, what he absorbs expressing out. Mm-hmm. Braylon yesterday, and it works audibly, obviously, as well. We listened to Spirit Radio, and we've been listening on the app forever. Well, now, over the air, we're listening on 94.3. And yesterday, she was singing the songs that are on the station. And I was like, she was like, you never stop working, you never stop working. It's a song, you never stop working, And I was like, my daughter's absorbing all this, and she's putting it out. Now, Kay, to flip it on the adult side, it still works, right? What we absorb as adults, we put out, right?
6, 7.
So you think about all the things as an adult of what we absorb. And one thing that you mentioned a while back that really struck a chord with me is you said and it's difficult. I know you may not be able to do it every week, but you try to read a book at least once a week, right?
I've fallen off on that when my eyes don't cooperate as much anymore. But yeah, I would try. I have not been successful at that in this past year with my vision issues, but
you think about during that moment when you are reading, and you could read an entire book, and even if there's just one little blurb out of that book that you get, then it's worth it, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The other thing, we're talking about what you hear, what you put out, what you put in.
Mm-hmm.
Basically,
trash in, trash out. They used to
garbage
say.
in, garbage out. For programming computers and things. But the music you listen to. A lot of times there's a song that you'll be playing in the back of your mind or whatever, and different songs get stuck in your head. It's what you've been listening to, and that will also affect your mindset. So if you've been listening to some music that's depressing or has a lot of bad words in it, or talks about cheating on somebody and stuff like that, that's going into your brain as opposed to something that's positive and uplifting.
Talking about old school country, Rick, if you're listening to, well, my dog died and my wife left me in a cold bottle of beer. Then all of a sudden, Your dog may pass away, your wife may leave you, and you may be at the bar.
That's right. I know. If you see me there.
then we know you've been listening to some good old country music. No, I'm just kidding. It is so true though. And I think about when I was growing up, and I used to listen to a lot of hip hop music, and the words, and I'm not judging, anyone that listens to that, but for me, it affected me in a negative way, because the words that were, and I'm not talking like hip hop is okay. I'm talking like,
I've heard some of the hip hop. I don't care.
I'm talking like pretty explicit rap. Mm-hmm. Let's just put it that way. East Coast, West Coast, those type of, and back in the 90s, those artists, it wasn't just music for them. It wasn't just entertainment. There was meaning behind those songs, because they were literally fighting each other and killing each other.
Yeah.
This wasn't, it was literally gang wars through music. And we saw many of those guys get shot and unfortunately, tragically losing their life. And so those songs that they wrote, every song has some sort of a meaning, but the meaning of some of that stuff, man. And I'll never forget, there was a lady named Kathy Vatican that lived across the street from me, and she was having a garage sale one day, and her daughter had a ton of cassette tapes of these rappers that I used to listen to. And I'll never forget I was like, oh, cool, and I was probably like 13, 14, and here I am over there with my little $5 bill going to the garage sale. I was like, all right, Miss Vatican's having a garage sale. And I see these tapes, and I was like, I know they're her daughter's tapes. So I'm getting all excited. And so I start picking them up, and she goes, oh, I don't think your mom and dad would like you listening to this stuff, Rob. So I settled for Bon Jovi, Bad Medicine. I'll never forget, I bought that tape from her. Oh, but it's fun. It is, and then as I got older, and really got plugged into church, I think I know a lot of my attitude changed because of what I was taking in. I had quit listening to a lot of that music, and I started listening to more inspirational, upbeat music. Started going to church on my own. I was riding my bike, and I just remember hearing messages that I would absorb, and then outwardly, all of that has such a huge meaning. And maybe the reason I'm talking about all of this is because this year is your year to commit to that. And I want to encourage people, let this year be the year that you commit going back to church, if you haven't been. We have 42 churches that believe in Jesus Christ here in Huntsville, 42. It'd be my prayer that every one of those churches every Sunday is filled to capacity. It doesn't matter if it's at Northside, or if it's at the Huntsville Church of Christ, or if it's at Christ the King Methodist, or at First, or at University Heights, wherever. That's my prayer in 2026, because there's families out there, and here's the deal: you don't feel like going. You're going to wake up and say, I don't feel like going. I don't want to go. We've all been there at some level, but I want to encourage you to go. And the Lord sees that you're going. And that's just my prayer this year, is that as a family, commit to going to church. It will make a world of difference.
As an added incentive, if you're a volunteer on the staff, that you kind of have to get up and go.
So sign up for every,
Yeah.
That's another thing. 2020, don't commit as much. Decommit to a few things. But I've seen the fruit of that with families that are on the verge of that one more thing. Just that one more thing could break that family. And maybe that's where you're at this morning. Maybe you feel like that's you. Maybe you're that family, or you're that person. It's like, man, one more thing, and that's just going to break me. Go to church, and I promise you will get filled up. And don't just go once. I had a pastor one time, Kay, told me this. He said, give us a year and watch what the Lord will do. Give us a year. And it wasn't like give us a year and give us your money. It was give us a year and watch what the Lord will do, and just be committed and get plugged in. And I talked to many families that had listened to that message and said, that one message of just give us a year. One guy was telling me we gave it 3 months, and within 3 months we've seen so much change that the Lord has done through our lives. Because that Sunday that you go, if it's just the first Sunday, you may not be encouraged. You may not feel good after leaving. You may just think, I just wasted my time. But if you go back and you go back and you go back, eventually your heart will start to soften, and you will start to see the goodness of what the Lord is doing through the local churches. And we saw so much growth in 2025. I know I talked a lot about adversity, but we saw a lot of growth in 2025 spiritually for a lot of people. Bible sales, the most that they've been in decades. Mm-hmm. Young people returning to the Lord in waves that we have never seen before. And there's encouragement in that. It's discouraging, and I don't say this rudely, but it's discouraging when you walk into a church and the primary congregation is 80 plus.
I resent that.
That's why I said 80, Rick. Not okay. No. But
we actually have 3 services, and the first one is for the seasoned.
The well-seasoned, yeah. But the diversity, even at y'all's church, the diversity is so huge. The diversity here at First, the diversity that we're seeing among churches all over. And here's why it's important for the church to have the diversity. Because there are people that have experienced things that young people have never experienced. And those young people will start to experience those things. They need older people to speak life into them. And that's why it's not healthy just to have a church that just has 20-year-olds, and it's not healthy just to have a church that just has 80-year-olds. You need the blend because every person has a story, and those stories are impactful to help other people. So 42 church. If I'm wrong, Kyle's our analyst behind the scenes. Kyle, if you're there, Kyle's there. Yep, Kyle, do the numbers. But correct me if I'm wrong, but I've did a lot of research. I have a list that I keep running. 42 churches are on that list here in Huntsville. Bible-believing, Jesus-loving churches right here in Huntsville, Texas. So, let us know that you're out there. A lot of people are joining us this morning. It's always so great to have y'all on today, and thanks for hanging out with us here. We do have time for another segment, so we're going to step aside. We'll take a break, and when we come back, it's Rick and Case. Top 10 when we come back. Stay with us. We got a lot still to wrap up as we continue promoting and celebrating the good here in our community. Time now is 8:19, and it will be in the 70s today, so happy early spring here in Huntsville, Texas on January the 5th. We'll be right back after this. It is your show. It's Good Morning Huntsville, as always, on a Monday, brought to you by our friends at Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. We'll be right back after this. Stay with us.
At Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, we're not just a place where children pass the time. We are not a daycare. We are a child care center focused on the growth, learning, and discovery. Every day, children engage in meaningful activities that build confidence, independence, and a love for learning. From reading and math to social and practical life skills, our students are active participants in their development. Ready to give your child something more? Visit tomorrowspromise.info and discover what makes our school different. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. Education you can trust.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas. Since 2010, the Oak Ridge Disciple House has helped men break free from addiction, not with quick fixes, but lasting change through Jesus Christ. They've celebrated 167 graduates at Oak Ridge and 138 more at Interfaith with an 80% success rate. That's compared to just 5% in most secular programs. The fact is, Jesus works. And now, celebrating 15 years, they're building their third house in Tennessee and just launched a women's program, Restoration Ranch in Texas. It's all for God's glory. And here's the heart of it. They never turn anyone away for lack of money. In fact, 95% of families receive scholarships. As one person put it, don't talk about it, be about it. Every penny counts. Donate today at oakridgedisciplehouse.com and help change a life forever. The Oak Ridge Disciple House. Online at oakridgedisciplehouse.com. Real recovery, real hope.
All right. Coming at you live from the new studio, 1229J, right next to the Walls unit. It's time for Rick.
In case.
Top 10. All right. What do y'all got for us today, Rick?
Today is the top 10 ways to celebrate National Whipped Cream Day.
He had two choices. He could have went with National Screenwriters Day, but he chose National Whipped Cream
I think
Day.
whipped cream is more fun than screenwriters.
There you go.
Okay, so number 10. Put whipped cream on your coffee and call it self-care.
Mental health with dairy. I support it.
Number 9. Add whipped cream to something that absolutely does not need it.
And if someone questions you, just say, it's a choice.
It is a choice. Number 8. Use whipped cream to turn a boring dessert into a celebration.
Or turn breakfast into a decision you'll defend all day.
Makes sense to me. Number 7. Shake the can dramatically, like you're about to do something very important.
That sound means joy is coming.
Number 6. Say just a little and just keep going.
We don't measure whipped cream, we just feel it.
Number 5. Appreciate whipped cream for covering up baking mistakes.
Burnt edges, hidden. Uneven cake, fixed. Genius.
Number 4. Eat a spoonful straight from the can and pretend it's normal.
It is normal today.
I mean, why would you use a spoon?
Just use the bottle.
Yeah. Number 3. Watch someone try to be neat with whipped cream.
That's adorable and unsuccessful.
Number 2. Remember, whipped cream has one job: make things happier.
And it never complains about being overworked.
And the number 1 best way to celebrate National Whipped Cream Day: put it on whatever you're eating and don't explain yourself.
Confidence is key, and napkins.
So, enjoy National Whipped Cream Day, Huntsville, responsibly or not.
No judgment here, just don't forget the can.
Yeah. Just keep that whipped cream to yourself, Phil. All right. There you go. National Whipped Cream Day today. That's one of those foods as a child that you just absolutely love. And then as you get older, you still love it, but you're not supposed to have it.
Why not?
It's just too much. It's super.
It's the first Monday of 2026. I give you permission. Go ahead.
We're allowed to do this.
Today.
Okay, only today.
only.
All right, okay.
Sadly, I don't even really care for it.
What's your favorite thing to eat, like whipped cream?
Honestly, I don't eat whipped cream.
You're not a whipped creamer. Not a whipped creamer at all.
Not a whipped creamer.
I have to have it on cupcake pancakes from IHOP.
Really?
I put that on there with the glaze. They put that.
Yeah.
Whatever that. I'm a moron. What do they put on cinnamon rolls? The glaze.
Cinnamon?
What's the glaze that they put on the icing? The icing.
icing.
So they have these great cupcake pancakes, but then I have to put
Whipped cream
on them
to cover up the burn edges.
Yeah, to cover up the burn edges. Yeah. So, well, there you go.
My whole kitchen would be whipped cream.
Well, there you go, Rick.
And K's.
Top 10 on National Whipped Cream Day. Is it whipped cream?
Whipped cream.
Whoop cream.
Yeah, that's where you take the cream.
Give it a good smack. Well, hey, as we led into the show earlier, we're going to wrap up with this. We want folks to be involved in events here in our community, and something really fun coming up for Valentine's Day. Kay had talked about this earlier, but this is supporting the Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. I wanted to encourage folks to buy tickets. You guys have some tickets remaining for the event that is coming up. This is Cherish Your Imagination, not replacing Lasso, by the way.
Not at all.
This is just another event. And I think we needed a good Valentine's event here in
Well,
Huntsville.
and it's not actually on Valentine's Day. It's on this first Friday of February, so it's February 6th. So if you still want to go do something on Valentine's Day, you can. Or you can do this and avoid all the crowds and things. So you can do an either or both.
This is Cherish Your Imagination. Yeah, well before 8 days before Valentine's Day. It's on February the 6th.
32 days from today.
32 days. Rick's got the counter going. Good math there, Rick.
Thanks for that.
32 days. This is going to be neat. And check this out. Kate mentioned this earlier. From our friends at Texas Roadhouse, delicious ribeye steak dinner.
Sounds great.
What if you just did it for one, though, and then you let them fight over it, and then it's called marriage building?
Call it a workshop.
Yeah, workshop. Who gets to eat the ribeye? Not you. You didn't pick up your laundry. That was my wife talking to me, by the way.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
A delicious ribeye steak dinner for two.
For two.
So both of you get it.
Well, actually, only two. There's not four.
Yeah, just two. Fun newlywed-style sweetheart showdown game for couples. And so you can either play. Look, here's the deal, too. You don't have to play. Some people are nervous. They don't want to do that. So they can still come, and they can be entertained by the other couples.
And if you're picked from the audience and you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it.
Don't have to do it. Cash prizes for the winning couples.
That's right.
Cash. That's what they say up in Far. Cash. Well, I got some cash on my roof. Cash prizes there. Live and silent auctions. That's going to keep things rocking and rolling, too. That'll be a lot of fun.
There'll be a dessert auction, too.
Oh, nice.
And a dessert auction.
And a dessert auction.
I guess the newlywed couple that wins can have a dessert.
Well, somebody better bring cheesecake.
Yeah.
You can support several ways. Here's the way that we want you to support this morning. Buy a ticket. Richard and Linda Horn, y'all are watching this morning. Y'all come to this. Buy a ticket to it.
They'd probably win.
They would. They may. You can buy a ticket. This would be a great opportunity, too, for a date night. A little pre-Valentine. You know,
Little pregame there.
Pre-game, yeah, before the big day, 8 days later. So buy your ticket. You can sponsor a table. Maybe, Kate, talk a little bit about the table sponsors. That's an option as well, right?
Yeah, if you want to get together with 3 of your friends and buy a table, then you can actually get a discount. And that's $350 instead of if you bought individually, each couple, would be $400. Or if you're a business, you can buy a table for $500 and get your name put in the program and things like that.
Awesome. You can donate a live or silent auction item as well. So maybe you said, maybe you can't even go. You're saying, I can't go, but I want to support. Donate an item to help out with this event. Whenever I read this, it said I didn't read after alive, so I thought it said donate a life. Donate my life.
The whole thing.
Give your heart.
I don't have that many years left, so.
Hey, you know what would be neat? Get the encourage people to become an organ donor, to give their heart there at that event. So they give their heart. A friend of mine, Ty Gibson, was the recipient of I think it was of a liver transplant recipient, and it saved his life. And so because of him and his advocacy for that, I checked off the box on the driver's license that said I want to be an organ donor. Never thought about that before. I was always kind of scared about that, actually. I was like, I don't know. But
yeah, I might need that organ.
They ain't going to be here anyway, so if somebody needs it, let them have it. So yes, hey, here's the thing too. Singles are welcome as well. Now this ain't gonna be a matchmaker night, but hey, it could be. Kay, you could put some extra singles tables and
I suppose you could auction off your husband.
Oh yeah, you could do the most eligible bachelor.
I'm not a bachelor.
There. So Kay's like, don't give me any more ideas. But this will be fun. So, yes, you can go. And if you are single and you said, you know what, maybe I want to go and be a part of it, go anyways. You're going to have a fun. You're going to make everybody feel welcome to it. And so I think that this will be really, really great.
Or if you're single and you want to volunteer, we could use some extra hands too.
And here's why, this is so important. And we're always going to hammer home the Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. Only 1 in 3 children nationwide are passing the 4th grade test. Now, this is research that you sent, Kay.
I heard that on the radio on Friday.
Can you believe that?
I mean, I know what our stats are in Huntsville, and, it's pathetic.
If children cannot read by 3rd grade, everything becomes way harder for them.
Yeah, you spend through 2nd grade learning to read. At 3rd grade, then you start your school career starts reading to learn.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you can't read by the time you start 3rd grade, it's very, very difficult to get caught up. I mean, 90% of your brain development happens those first 5 years of life. That's why I'm such an advocate for getting the books in the hands of the children before they start school. Because we've got children starting school that's never seen a book before.
Wow.
I mean, the statistics show that there's 1 book for every 300 children if you're in a poor community. Huntsville's 60% poor. So we have a huge population of children that are not having books before school. The 1,000 we're sending out each month is helping, but it's not all the children. Mm-hmm. And, we do the fundraisers, and the fundraisers are helping to get to where we're covering the cost. It's not covering the cost yet. But we would like to be able to advertise and reach more of the community and get even more books signed up. But we're just not there yet.
And maybe even be advocates for other communities. Yeah. I know that you've talked about that too, to get other communities involved. But we can continue to be that light and beacon here in Huntsville. So come and be a part of this. You can go to the website, beautiful new website, by the way, super easy, yourimagination.info. Not Rick's imagination, but your imagination.
You don't want to go there. Yeah. It's a very dark place.
It's little things bouncing around, all the little squirrels bouncing over the screen.
Everywhere.
That's because he's not doing that positive stuff.
Yeah. Rick, commit this year. Not a resolution, but a commitment, Rick.
So you wanted me to be committed this year.
Rick hasn't been listening to the K's Monday Mindsets.
I have been listening. They're just going in one ear and out the other.
You got to get in the right mindset. So, well, again, that website is yourimagination.info. We'll put information up on HelloHuntsville.tx.com a little bit later today. We really want to see folks become involved, get involved. We're huge advocates. Y'all been with me, and thank y'all for 3 years now hanging out with me here. Can you believe it's been 3 years? It just went very quickly, and we want to promote all the good happening in the community, and that's why we do this show. It's why I get excited. I really am energized every morning to get up and well, I wouldn't say I'm like full of energy, but I look forward to doing the show. So my commitment this year is to make better choices, so I'll have more energy. That's my commitment. So
you're like Kay. You just keep taking on more things.
Nah, I'm slowly dwindling things.
Sure.
Dwindling. So, well, hey, that'll wrap it up. I know time to get rolling. We got a lot going on today. Kay, you and Rick are busy, but maybe any final thoughts before we go today, Kay? It's been a fun day and great way to start 2026.
Start somewhere so that you can finish.
And finish strong.
That's right.
Rick, any final thoughts today?
Whipped cream.
Whipped cream. All right, there you go. You heard it first. Well, friends, again, go to yourimagination.info and stay up to date with all of these events that are happening. Very important for you to be involved. And we want to wish you the best in 2026. Also want to thank HMH, Huntsville Memorial Hospitals, our streaming partner, here with us again in 2026, helping us to bring this show not only through just Facebook, but also through all of the other avenues as well. So big thank you to HMH. For all of your healthcare needs, go see our friends at Huntsville. Well, I don't want you to go see them, but if you have to go see them, go to HMH.
And actually, HMH is a partner with us because every baby that's born in the Huntsville Hospital gets an enrollment form and a little gift bag from us, encouraging them to sign up for Dolly Parton and get started reading to their child.
And here's the reality. The community's growing. That means more babies. That means more books.
Which means we need to have bigger fundraisers.
Which means people come, be a part of it. They are a lot of fun, and I have the privilege of being a part of many of these events, and they're always a lot of fun. So come out, and I promise that you're going to have a great time. Well, friends, that will wrap it up. We'll be back tomorrow as we continue promoting and celebrating the good. Remember to download the Hello Huntsville app. You can go to your app store and download that. And when we go live, it's super easy. You pull it up. You can go right to our stream. All of the previous episodes are archived as well, so you can go back and listen at any time. 2026 is going to be a great year. Have that right mindset as you start out and finish strong. Whatever you've got lingering right now, get it wrapped up, finish strong, and look ahead to a very positive and productive 2026. For Kay and Rick Boning, I'm Rob Hipp, reminding you this morning that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other. So please provide a word of encouragement, lend a hand of support. I promise somebody out there this morning needs you. Until then, we'll see you back 7:30 with Jason Thompson and Guardian Defense. Have a beautiful day. God bless you. So long. See you, Rick and Kay.
Prospero, I know.